Hey guys, welcome back to Linda's Resin Room. So you can tell I've got a lot going on this table right now. I'm just going to show you everything that I'm going to use, explain what I'm going to do, and then we're going to get busy. So I got this little heart vase from Temu. I've already got the little plug in there, and I've got the little glass pieces over in a bag. So I have these flowers, natural dried flowers, 100% natural. I got years ago off of Amazon. If they still have them, I'll try to link them. They have all different kinds of little bags of flowers down in here, and they're all labeled. I'm not sure, 8, 10, 12, however many. But I'm going to use the roses out of it for this. And I got this pink pigment dye with some resin that I bought a while back. And I thought I'd put a couple of drops in my resin, put a little bit of this gold super sparkle in there, mix my roses in, and fill this up. Simple, but I think it'll be pretty. And then I have this little dispenser mold. I think it goes like this when you put it together. You glue the top on. And I got it off of Temu. And it came with a bunch of these little spritzer bottles with it, I guess. So I thought I would take and put some of this Octopus Fluids alcohol ink lavender. It's an opaque ink in with my resin, and a little bit of the Lindasresinroom Expressions Stardust shimmer powder in with it. And that's all I'm going to do to that. So let me move all of this out of the way. I've mixed up 10 ounces of resin because I've got another project I need some resin for. So, and I thought I might only do this halfway because I know the roses float and I kind of want them in the center. And then I'll come back and do a top coat just to make sure that they're covered. And I think that's going to be messy. So let's start with this one. I don't think that's going to take much resin. Maybe 2, 3 ounces top. So let's get out a little resin here. How much did I get out? I only got out 1 ounce. That looks more than that. I want at least 2. I'm trying to guesstimate and make sure I have enough, but I don't want to waste it either. Okay, I think that'll be good. Gotta get this to where it won't spill off. Okay, I got 2 ounces. Let's move this one to the side first. I got 2 ounces in there. Let's do our, and this has, these opaques have little bead down in there to shake these up. All right, and I've already shaken them some. I don't want to do that over that, do I? Okay. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what 4 is going to do for us. I don't want to do a lot because I do want it to be shimmery. I'm not sure how opaque I want it, but I think this is a really pretty color. Now I'm just going to do a little tiny bit of that shimmer because a little goes a long way. You really don't need a whole lot. It will overpower it very easy. Let's stir this up and see what it's going to look like. Scrape your sides because you know that alcohol ink does stick to the side. Oh, I think that's going to be so pretty. I don't think I want any more color. And there's plenty of shimmer powder. See if I can get this alcohol ink scraped up in there completely. Okay, now, do y'all see how pretty that is? It's kind of translucent. I think it's really pretty. I might put 2 more drops. One, 2, 3. We'll do 4 more. Make it 8. Just because I think it's so pretty. I don't think it'll darken up any, but I just want it to be a little more opaque. And then I want to add white. White will take away my purple. I hope you guys can see that color. That is so pretty. Make sure I'm not streaky. So I think I do have a few streaks. Get that mixed. Okay. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I did put the resin in the debubbler for 10 minutes. And I will show you the resin that I used here in just a second. Oh no, I think I need a little more. Don't need much more, but I do need a little. I've still got the lid to go. Okay. See if we can get this color to match is the issue now. 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 drops. Get a little more shimmer here. Don't want much. Okay. Mix this. I'm getting ready to drip. I'm going to catch that drip. There we go. Now let's see. Is our color close? Ooh, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now let's see if we can get this lid. I want it to roll down in there and not have a bubble. And there is a lip on this, so I'm going to go around it and try to make sure that I don't have any bubbles down in there. There's a, yeah, this will work. Just take something that it's not going to scratch your mold. Okay, I don't see any bubbles down in there. Wipe that off. Now let's fill this up. I don't want to cover that little knob up because that's going to be where the opening will be for the bottle. So let me scrape that off if I can. Let's see. I think I can add just a little more to this. I do want to slightly dome it because we know resin shrinks. Okay. I think I can use another little drip drop. Alright, that's all we're doing with that. I used just about all of that. Let's move that out of the way. Now, get my little heart here. Now let's get us some resin for that. Okay, let's see how many ounces I got this time. Alright, I've got 4 ounces left. So I made 10. That held about 3. So I've got about 3 here. I'm going to use all of these because I want those little petals too. I like these flowers because they tell you on it rosebuds. Each one tells you what they are. And I thought, well, that was neat. And I may mixed up too much for this. And if I did, we'll just put it in something else. And same way with this gold super sparkle. A little goes a long way. So I don't want a whole lot of that. Now, let me get me a stick here. And let's get this mixed up into this resin. I want it really coated. I want that super sparkle to go all through it. So I do want to make sure I mix that up. Hope this looks pretty. I don't like working with flowers because it usually doesn't turn out how I want it. And I'm never happy with it. But I thought I'll give it a try. I can barely see the sparkle. It's in there. I think I'm going to add just a little more. Now let's get this mixed. I like sparkle, and that's why I wanted to put that in there. I thought the gold would look really good against that red. And I didn't add the pink. I'm about tempted not to. Okay. Is it open? Nope, I gotta open it. These things are difficult to open. Well, maybe it didn't want to open. Okay. Get that little ring off. Alright, 1, 2. I think that's about 3 drops. Let's see how this will do. I don't want a lot. I just want a little. I think that's all I'm going to put in there. Hasn't really done much. It's got a little hint, maybe of some pink. Don't really think you can see it. Okay. Now, this is the hard part. It's going to be getting that in there. I feel like I'm going to make a mess. I'm just dropping this everywhere. Whoosh. I hate sticking my fingers in resin. Well, it's not going to float, I don't feel. I am definitely making a mess. Okay. Sorry guys if you can't see what I'm doing. I just want those roses to kind of equal out there, and I definitely made a mess everywhere. Now let's see if I can get the rest of this in there. Definitely going to have some cleanup because I've got this stuff everywhere, which I knew I was going to. Scrape that down, and that resin will level out. I really like to have that covered. All right, let me move that out of the way. I'd like to have at least some of the petals to dry on that. And that leaves us enough room that if it does float up, we can still cover it and have a nice level backing. Trying to see if there's some bubbles down in there. Let me clean this stick off to get it out of my way. Okay, where's my little dotting tool? I'm kind of looking around. I don't see any bubbles down through there. I think we might be okay. Get me another paper towel over here because I've made a mess. Try to get me cleaned up. All right, guys. That is it. We'll come back. Probably need to pop some bubbles. I want this to be kind of level around it. It's under there. Yeah, I think it's going to look good. All right. I'm going to spritz some alcohol around that. Maybe spritz that. All right, guys. That's it. We'll come back when we're ready to cover this up. See you guys then. Hey guys, welcome back. So this has cured. I cleaned up the pieces off of the silicone mat around it, and I'm going to mix up a little clear to put on there. I think about an ounce. I mixed up 2 ounces, and I was going to show you guys the resin. I forgot to do that. So the resin I'm using is, sorry guys, this craft resin. It is a low viscosity, so it says, but I don't think it's all that low because of it feels a little thicker to me anyways, like more like a medium viscosity. But it does cure very clearly, and it degasses very well. So I'm not putting this in the vacuum chamber. I'm just going to get me out maybe an ounce and a half. Because I don't think it's going to take much to finish filling this up. And if it does, we can just pour some clear in it. So I mixed up 6 ounces because I want to do another project. And that is, it's a little more than an ounce. Let's get a little more than that. Don't want it dripping everywhere. Okay. Ounce and a half. Good enough. And I'm just going to put some of the gold super sparkle in there. Did I put my little spoon? Okay, here it is. I'm just going to do a little tiny bit. It'll goes a long way with this stuff. This floats. It doesn't sink, and that's why I like it. And this is the Gold Super Sparkle by Color Passion. You don't really need a whole lot of it. I needed to change shirts. I got wings on this thing. I feel like I'm going to fly away. I just got to be really careful not to get it into my piece. I don't want it to get in the resin. Get that gold off that stick. Seems like quite a bit of it stuck to the stick. I must have stuck the stick in it to mix it. And then got it all stuck to it. And I did mix my resin up for 3 minutes before doing this. Okay. Now, let's shake this little pink up. Said I've had these for a while. They came with some resin that I bought, but I don't remember the brand or anything. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what 4 is going to do. It doesn't really... Okay, I think that's plenty. That'll look pretty, I think. I still want to be able to see through it, but I want it a little darker than what's already in there. Okay. Now let's see if I can get this in there any better than I did the last time. And if I need to mix up some more, I can. I'm hoping I don't have to. Now this little area over here, I didn't put much the other time around, so it needs a little more. I'm just making sure I'm getting all those rose petals covered. I do see some bubbles. I'm going to have to dig it out of there. Okay, I think we have plenty. There's some little bubbles down in there. So I'm just going to take this around through there and try to get all those bubbles out. Because like the roses are on the top, so it did leave a few little holes around it, and I just want this to get down in there. And you know, I don't particularly like working with flowers because I don't think they ever look very pretty when I work with them. Other people do some gorgeous things with them. I'm just not talented in that aspect of resin. Okay. I'll put that in a little kitty or something. All right. Now you can see all the little bubbles. And I will spritz a little alcohol. See a little bubble stuck there. Pulling to the top. See another one down in there. Okay. I think that's it. All right, guys. I will be back for the demold of these pieces. I'll see you guys then. Hey, guys. So this is cured. So let's get it demolded and see what it looks like. I don't have very high hopes on this. I've got some trimming to do, which I knew I would. I don't like flowers usually. I'm not good at it. And I don't care much for them. The way that, which it's pretty. I like the gold glitter in it. I'm going to have to break all those little pieces off. And they just pop right off. Sorry guys, didn't mean to hit the camera. If I can get that one right there in the corner. Yeah. There we go. I'll use some tape and pick that up in a little bit. And, oops, more. Some little ones I'll have to get later. I'll clean it all up later. This little piece just pops right out. I hope. Here we go. A little cleanup to do around it, of course. And that's just gonna, I'll take my craft knife. Gotta learn to call it a craft knife. Call it what it is when you're using resin. Okay. Just get that trimmed up, and then same here. I wonder if that break off. Yep. Okay. All right. It's actually prettier than what I thought it would be. I'm actually very pleased with that. All right, guys. I'll put in a little glass piece that sits up and take a picture of it with a flower in it. So it's a little vase. And then let's get this out. And that's really pretty. And put this mold back inside the way it's supposed to go, maybe. Okay. Set that out of the way. Let's get the little lid. I better put the lid on that before I stab myself. Okay. Hopefully no bubbles. So far so good. Oh, there's a bubble. Have to fill it in with some UV resin. All right. I'll fill that in with some UV resin, and then I will glue that down. And I will take a picture once I put the top on it and have it glued for you guys. All right. I'll see you guys then. Okay, guys. So I got my UV resin that I'm going to try to fill this little hole up. I don't want a bubble. And then use just this little temporary light. Okay. I think it needs just a little more right there on the edge. So I'm going to put another little bit there. Okay, now I'm going to put this in my big light for 5 minutes. Okay, hopefully, just going to stick that in there. I got both sides of the lights on, maybe. There they go. And I'll see you back when it's ready to glue together. Okay guys, so I got that out from under the light. Let's see if we can glue this together. Okay. It'll be easier to put it down in here. This is just E6000 glue. I'm just going to put a little all the way around this. I'll maybe do the same on this. I'm not putting much. I'm just making sure it's all coated because I don't want it to squish out. But I do want to make sure I get a good seal. Okay. Put that lid back on that. And I'm just going to set this right down in there. Get a baby wipe. And it did squish out. So what I'm going to do is just go around this with the baby wipe. And all that excess glue, I'm just wiping off. I did spritz this baby wipe with a little bit of 99 isopropyl alcohol. And that is down in there good. So that will be our bottle. Just make sure that you got it on there. Okay. Any of this that does come out will be easy to peel off also. And we'll let that just harden up. And then our little spritzer, I guess this is a perfume bottle maybe, just goes on there. I wish they had a little cap for that, but they didn't. And that's our little bottle. And then we have this. And I got out one of my glass tubes. And that just hangs down in there. And I got a little fake flower that I have. And there's that. Alright guys, I'll see you back for the next video.